Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, or QADASH. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well and teach well, orderly and fervently to the Spirit. To the Akia, my fellow laborers, pushing the word out in truth and sincerity, living their lives in freedom and do so now more so than ever. To the Akia, YAHAWAH, listening and learning, being doers of the word, and abiding in faith, and to the speckled birds scattered abroad that look like the other nations but are truly Yasharallah through the Spirit. Shalom wa barakatah. This is your brother RAWCHAA. Alright, we are the Hebrew Israelites coming out day in, day out, week in and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked queendom, Mystery Babylon the Great Harlot, also known as America, which is spiritually called Sodom and Egypt, as it is written. Alright. Okay, I just want to come out today and just go into through the Spirit. This came to me because I saw something on social media about a woman that was talking about how she saves money on groceries. You know, she spends like $100 a month on groceries because she factors in fasting. All right, she regularly fasts. I believe it was an Israelite woman. All right. And the people that were, of course, they got buzzed in. They got interested in the topic because the woman says that she spends only $100 a month on groceries. Then when they found out that she fasts regularly, then they were like, oh, so basically she's telling us to starve ourselves while eating just, you know, a can of beans a day or something, you know, or eating some ramen. But not, the woman was talking about dry fasting. So no taste of anything, no food, no water, all day. All right, fasting regularly. That could be once a week, could be twice a week. All right, we're supposed to be doing that anyway, whether we're trying to save money or not. Now these people, what it just showed me is that these people, you know, they don't even fast for their health, because when you fast, that's purging out toxins. You know, you just eating every day, 3 meals a day, the American diet, the Babylonian diet. Doctors, even doctors will tell you you're not even supposed to be eating that much. And the average Babylonian don't even be eating 3 times a day. They eat 5 times a day with snacks in between. They're all about food. You go to any mall, you go to any shopping center, any plaza, nothing but restaurants everywhere. All right, that's big business when you get into food, and they don't give a shit about how you make it. When people have these videos going to the back of the damn restaurant and show you how dirty and messed up it is, they got trays and food on the floor. You know, if you've ever worked in the food service industry, you see how dirty the shit is and how the workers just don't care. But Jake is still going to eat it. You see how hot dogs are made. All right, you see what pork does to your body. You see now they're talking about injecting the livestock, but these people don't care. They're just going to eat it because all they know is pleasing their flesh, feeding into their hunger. You know, especially Jake and Eve, they're all about food. All they care about is eating. You know, we got so many of our people out of shape, okay? Never picked up a weight in their life, never done a push-up, can barely do 10 push-ups. Don't go out on walks. They drink heavily. They're into soda, chips, cookies, snacks, bullshit all the time. Okay? So our people's health is horrible. Hey man, it's actually a cultural thing that our Northern Kingdom family is really into Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola, literally the recipe, it came out that it was actually made with cocaine. Literal cocaine, that's not a joke. and then especially black soda, completely decays your teeth. Your teeth is gone. Whether that's Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola, Sam's Cola, I don't care what it is. But our people love that. Our people are very, very into food and drinks that completely deteriorate you from the inside out. And then they wonder why they got high blood pressure, problems with cholesterol, problems with their weight, with fat, heart problems, liver failure, drinking all the damn time, beers and horrible alcohol. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but we drink wine, organic. There's good wine out there, and you're not supposed to drink yourself drunk. The scriptures say to be sober-minded, okay? Not to give yourself unto riotous living and revelings, not to please your flesh, but to be spiritual, and then not to mention smoking, man. Bro, man, you can smell it on damn near every Jake that walks by you. That's all Jake knows is weed, weed, weed. Even niggas in the truth talking about, well, you can eat it. For what? You still want to get high. You still want that worldly feeling. All right? Jake is through on all sides. All right, but the main thing I wanted to focus on was the fact that just goes to show, because they're talking about food shortages, all right, which that refers to famine. The scriptures call that famine. And when the famine comes, a lot of people they're just going to be through, because they're so used to being gluttonous. They're so used to just pleasing their flesh and eating all that they want. All you can eat, buffets, all this fake meat and stuff. When you take that away, they're through. They're done. Now I want to read this, right? It's the 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22, right? And we were seeing, if you watched the previous lesson that I did, I was going more into the fact that they are upping the prices on different foods. Specifically, it was eggs. But there was also a picture, after I finished the lesson, I saw that there was also a picture of a lock, that electronic lock on crab legs too, which is unlawful. That's an abomination. You're not supposed to be eating crab, shrimp, lobster, pork, okay? So on and so forth. Horse. All right, Jake is done. Jake is just done, and they're proud of it. Now I saw Eve eating a rat. They're eating rats. Okay? Jake is into all types of folly and wickedness. But the main point is that Jake is all into pleasing his own flesh. Jake and Eve are into pleasing their own flesh. Alright? So 2nd Ezra 6 and 22, and suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. What does that mean? That means that you usually see the shelves stocked with all types of food and drinks. The sown places, that's talking about, like when you sow seeds, then they bear fruit, they spring up and grow, right? Whether plants, vegetables, whatever. Fruits, vegetables, whatever. Okay? They're going to appear unsown, and it's already been happening. We got a taste of that with the lockdowns. People going crazy over damn toilet paper and shit. How much more over food? Okay? How crazy are people gonna go? You see how people act on freaking Black Friday over some electronics. How crazy are people gonna, hey man, I was looking at a sports compilation, and the amount of people, and these are Edomites by the way, the amount of people that go crazy over just catching a goddamn baseball, even ripping it from children's hands, crazy over a damn baseball. How much more the food, all right? How much more the food? When there's barely any food left, when people are starving, they're gonna go nuts. They're not gonna care about the children like Esau Edom so, deceitfully claims to, all right? the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. Well, look at these different warehouses. Look at these freight carriers, you know, the transporters. All right, they're talking about they don't have any business. You know, they're being told that there's nothing for them to transport. All right, hey man, the food is about to be gone. All right, the full storehouses, the warehouses, wherever, are going to be found empty. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. Right? The scriptures speak about even the mighty men of war are going to travail with their hands on their loins as a woman travaileth with child. Okay? Verse 24, at that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountains shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's referring to the word. You know, it's referring to the elect of Israel, the elect of the Most High. The scriptures also speak about Amos, I believe 8 and 11. You know, it's a lot. There's I don't know what that it could be, or some bug with this stinger. The scriptures speak about Amos 8 and 11. Well, that's going to the famine of the word. You know, they shall run to and fro, you know, looking for answers pretty much, and they're not going to find it. All right. So the springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. So no living waters, you know. And then I want to hit 2nd Ezra still, but chapter 15. Verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right? Like how we just read, friends shall fight one against another. Right? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So you're going to have people running up in each other's houses, looking for food, looking for spoils. You know? But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Right. Lack of bread, lack of food and drinks. And Shalom, brother Damawati GMS and his likeness, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, QADASH, Barakatah. All right. So for the lack of bread, right, going into the famine, as they call it, food shortages. You know. Hey, that whole ordeal with Flint, Michigan not having any clean water, well, that's going to be nationwide. That's going to be all across Babylon. People are not going to have no food to eat, no water to drink, nothing to drink. You know? Like I said, the storehouses shall be found empty. These manufacturers are not going to be making anything anymore. You know? People are going to be worried about their own families. They're going to leave their jobs, going to be laid off from their jobs because they can't pay them anymore. Not to mention the economic collapse that's looming. You know, so these Federal Reserve notes is going to be meaningless. You're going to see all the money just scattered on the floor, like in Venezuela. The money's not. It's going to be firewood. It's going to be toilet paper. Okay. So they're going to be fighting against each other, robbing each other, running up in each other's houses, killing each other, stealing from each other because they're hungry. They're going to be hungry. They're going to be thirsty. You know, and they're not going to be able to find anything, or what they do find is going to be very scarce. All right, and then I want to jump to chapter 16, and I'm going to read verse 22. For many of them that dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. That's going to be a lot of people. If you can't even fathom the idea of going without food for 24 hours, willingly, all right, you know how bad, you know how devastating it's going to hit these people when they don't have a choice but to go hungry. Okay, these people can't even understand the concept of fasting, you know, of afflicting your soul, you know, not pleasing your flesh, doing the exact opposite of pleasing your flesh, but bringing your flesh into submission. That brings you closer to YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, because that keeps you in the spirit, right? Demons come after you, they try to attack you, get you to go off as you're fasting, right? But as long as you stay in the spirit, right, you're training yourself to get stronger, you know, working up patience, all right? That's good for you. Not to mention the health benefits with fasting, you know? Salakia. Not to mention the health benefits. Like if you notice when you fast, you know, you have a, you know, just from my personal experience, bowel movement is a lot better. You know, it seems like your skin gets clearer. All right. You know, you're allowing the body a nice 24 hours to reset, to not have to, you know, digest shit. Okay. That's a good thing that we need to be doing every once in a while. You know, at least once a week, at least. Okay? Because we know that the Lord is going to you know, feed us. He's going to keep us fed. He's going to keep us taken care of, but he's going to try us at the same time. Okay? He said, my servant shall eat, but these people are going to be hungry, but we have to it also goes into trying our faith. We have to be proven as well. Okay? Going into Jacob's trouble, going into the hour of temptation, it's us being proven, it's us being tried. So we have to show YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI that we're going to have faith, even if we have a period of time without any food or water. And then by the time you actually get something, because you kept the faith the whole time, then you see something, it brings you closer to the Lord. Then you're like, the Wadi YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, call HALALYAM like YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. I had faith in the Lord. He got me something. He's feeding me, you know. And it's not going to be no scraps on the floor, okay? The Lord's going to, he said, my servant shall eat. All right, my servant shall eat. We're not going to be scratching and surviving, like it says in that Good Times theme song. All right, you have to believe that. You have to have faith and believe that. No, the Lord's going to give us a pack of something, like, going to give us you might see a pack of water on the damn floor somewhere, unopened, untouched. You know, you might see a bag of chips, can of beans, whatever. All right, it's not going to be you have to dig through the trash. Nah, man, we're going to be good. YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI runs us up. We're going to be good. Okay? And that takes faith. Meanwhile, these people that can barely go 5 hours without eating something, without snacking on something, you know, they're going to be suffering. Many shall perish of famine. They're going to resort to cannibalism. Okay? You read the account of when there was a famine in the land, Israel, Eve was eating her own son. Okay? Eve ate her own son and wondered why the next Eve didn't give up her son the next day. Okay? That's how bad it's going to be. Okay? So 2 Ezra 16:22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So really, there's no way out of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI's judgment. You know, we're talking about famine, but even if you somehow maybe you might have some stuff stocked up, you know, you have your guns, the Lord might allow you to do your thing, you know, to have, you know, a super stocked up deep freezer and closet full of canned goods, but okay, you appear to escape the hunger, but like it said, the sword will come and destroy you, right? There's other people with guns. There's other people with militia groups and battalions and whatever. Okay? Judgment's going to come for you regardless. Okay? So really, it's the judgment of YAHAWASH and YAHAWASHI. All right, and then I want to get Lamentations. Chapter 4, Lamentations chapter 4, verse Salakia. Salakia, bear with me. I know it's in Lamentations. That's verse 9. Lamentations chapter 4, verse 9. They that be slain with the sword, all right, those that are slain by murder or killing, pretty much, are better than they that be slain with hunger. So it's better to get put to death than to starve to death. Okay? For these, those that die by hunger, by famine, they pine away, stricken through for want of the fruits of the field. Right? So your stomach is pretty much eating itself. You kind of get a taste of that when you fast. You know, if you didn't eat anything, as the hours go by, you feel weak, you don't have any energy, all right, you're barely able to you know, move around as much as you usually can. You can't lift stuff up like you usually do. You might get tired of even of speaking. The stomach is eating itself. These fat ass people, you know, they got plenty of fat to eat through. There's gonna be a lot of pain, a lot of suffering. All right, that's what's going to come to these people. That's what's coming right now. And these $16 eggs, these locked up foods, you know, these people struggling to buy groceries, you know. As time goes on, you're going to see the prophecies continue to come forth in your face. All right? Right in front of you. People are not going to be able to deny it. They're going to wonder why they can't buy no gas, why they can't get no food. Everything's too expensive. They're working for barely anything. Well, let's get Revelation chapter 6. All right, Revelation chapter 6, verse 8. And I looked, and behold, matter of fact, Salaki, Revelation 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So a measure is about, you know, according to the average man's appetite, you know, like a 3 measures of barley, so you have like a portion of like oatmeal or rice, right? And then it said for a penny. When you go into the word penny, that goes into the word denarius, all right? And that means a day's wage, okay? So you work for a day, however much money you made in that one day, right? You know, typically an 8-hour shift. That whole paycheck is going to go to one meal. That whole paycheck is going to go to one meal. And like how it said, 3 measures of barley for a penny, The average Babylonian's appetite is much larger than normal, because these people can eat. These people eat a lot. Okay, so that measure for a penny, that's not going to fill them up. All right, that's not going to be enough food for them to sustain themselves. Okay, so your whole day's wage is going to go towards one meal, let alone your 3 to 5 meals a day. So people are really going to starve out here, man. And I'll read, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. I'll read verse 7 and 8. And when he had opened the fourth seal, I heard the voice of the fourth beast say, Come and see. And I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death. And hell followed him. The grave. Hell is the grave. Okay? And power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth to kill with the sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. Okay? So, the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. Okay? With those that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Many shall die of famine. Okay? And that's the times that we're coming into. That's the times that we're in. Okay? We saw that that video, which you know, looking back, I really don't think it was I really don't believe it was staged. Okay, I believe that was a real video, or a raw video of that dude that ran up on that guy with a knife and stole his half-eaten hot dog. Okay, I believe that video was real. Okay, so that dude must have been so hungry that he just didn't care. He just wanted anything he could get his hands on. Okay? He didn't take his wallet or nothing. He took that hot dog that he bit and ran off. And you have to also consider the fact that a lot of people are evicted. They got evicted from their homes. They're dwelling in tents on the side of the road. You know, we see that, you know, where the brothers hold camp, on just the next street, it's a wall of people in tents. Not even tents. They don't even have tents. They're just sleeping on the street. They don't even have cars to sleep in. Not to mention, you never know what parking lot you go to. It's probably some people sleeping in their cars. I can attest to that. We had to sleep in our car for a period of time. You know, the YAHAWAH got us out of that. You know, but these people, this is happening to them now, and there's no way out for them. These are people that got evicted, that lost their homes, that lost their you know, leases, whatever, that got evicted. I don't have money to keep up with rent, and the rent is soaring. The rent is getting worse, more expensive. So they're sleeping in their cars, they're sleeping on the streets, they're sleeping in tents. Skid Row is looking worse than it ever has. Okay? These different cities got all types of homeless people. New York is worse than it's ever been. And hey, San Francisco is worse than it's ever been. And it's getting worse, man. Alright, so the scriptures are telling you, hey man, y'all, you know, y'all gonna know YAHAWASHI is in control. That YAHAWASHI is bringing judgment to this place. Okay? And y'all are gonna suffer because of this famine that's coming. Okay? Hey, so that's pretty much all I had to bring out in the spirit is, hey man, this famine is going to be really devastating for these people if they can't even understand the concept of fasting. They can't even go 24 hours without eating. They're not going to survive. All right. Hey, so just a quick live lesson through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Yahawashi. All right. I pray the lesson was edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Yahawashi. And hey, make sure you're fasting, man. Make sure you're staying in the Spirit. You know, we pray that we're of the elect, that we're of those that are deemed worthy of His mercy to be bestowed protection, to be kept, you know, well fed, nourished in these times that we're coming into, and ultimately to see His salvation, be a part of His salvation. All right. YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, QADASH, bestow upon me to bring out this lesson and put forth this word. Keep pushing, keep praying, keep fasting, keep enduring, keep striving for the truth unto death. And Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI shall fight for thee and keep abiding in the faith. BTA, abad babal, Kwame Shavala, stay strong, we're almost home. Shalom, wa barakyam, laha bachayar, peace and blessings to the elect. Yahweh, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, RAWCHAA, we're a part of that number. And blessings, honor, glory, and power unto Yahawah wa Yahawashi, Samyah, forever. Call HALALYAM la YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH. All right, the water for tuning in. May the blessing of election be upon all your houses. Ahabatam, Barakatam, wa Shalom. The water, Shalom, Ahabata, Akya. Hey, man, just always, you know, always keeping brothers in my prayers. You know, I pray that y'all brothers continue to progress and grow. You know, I'm growing myself. The YAHWAH that He's even dealing with me. He's using me even to do lessons, even to be able to come out here and stand boldly for the names of Yahweh Yahawashi. And that's that. You know, what more could we ask for than just do this work? Like the brother always says, you know, forget about the reward for now. You know, forget about the reward. It's just, this is our reasonable service. This is an honor to even do this, to even stand out here for Yahawashi's sake. You know, this is our work. This is our job. This is what we do. This is who we are. The YAHWAH and Yahawashi. All right. Ahabadah. Shalom.